Hello students, welcome back to your science class. So student, in the previous class we were talking about the animal tissues, and in the animal tissue students we had already completed with the epithelial tissue. You see, epithelial tissue is what? It is a kind of a protective tissue also, and basically it is present at the upper surface. We have seen what are the different types of epithelial tissue, and in that student we had included the different types of epithelial tissue, like what? Like squamous epithelium is there, cuboidal is there, columnar is there, then glandular epithelium is there, then ciliated epithelium is there, then stratified epithelium tissue is also there. These all are what? These all are the different types of epithelial tissue, including the simple and stratified epithelial tissue. We have understood the function of the epithelial tissue also. Now you see students, after that the second kind of animal tissue is connective tissue. As the name itself explains that it is what? It is a tissue which helps in connecting. So basically its role is protection, its role is providing support, it helps in connecting the two organs together, and on the basis of as well as it helps in providing giving the it works as a protection student, especially to that of the internal organ, like adipose tissue help in it works as a cushion for the internal organs to prevent any kind of a mechanical shock occur to the internal organs. Now you see, connective tissues are also divided, and we have seen the first one, and that is the we have seen the first one student, and that is the areolar tissue. Then the second one is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is a tissue which consisting of fat globules. And then we came to understand about the ligaments. What are ligaments? And as well as tendon. So what are tendon and ligament? We have understood the difference also students, and that is, in case of a tendon, joining of a bone to bone, that is called as tendon, and joining of joining of a skeletal muscle with the bone is tendon, and ligament is what? Joining one bone to the other bone, that is called as a ligament. We have understood that how it perform, and what is the role of the tendon and what is the role of a ligament. Now let us move on and see the other type of a connective tissue students. So the first one that we have to understand here is cartilage. Now bones and cartilage, they also plays a very important role. Not only this students, after that we will going to study about the blood, which is also a part of the connective tissue. Because of the blood, we also came to know that the connective tissue also help in the transportation of the material. So cartilage is what? The first one, it is formed. It is a kind of a connective tissue student, which is we can say it is firm as well as flexible. It means okay, it is remain firm, but it help in the flexibility of the body. Now this is filled, this kind of a connective tissue is filled with the fiber, which is called as a collagen fiber. Okay, not only this, when you look at the matrix of the cartilage, you will find that the matrix is rich in carbohydrate as well as in proteins. Okay, so it is rich in sugar as well as protein, and it is also called as a chondroblast. The name is also called as a chondroblast. What is the role of a cartilage? You will see in our body a lot, in many places are there where cartilage is present, like tip of our nose. We can move it, our nose, our earpin now. This earpin is what is it? Firm as well as a flexible. So cartilage location is there, and function that it helps in providing flexibility to the body. So we can write here the first one, it is what? It is a firm, translucent, flexible, connective tissue. Okay, So it is a firm, translucent, flexible connective tissue. Second, that when you look at it, you will find that it has a high concentration of a fiber which is called as collagen fiber. Collagen fiber. And the matrix of this, its matrix is rich in proteins and carbohydrates. It is rich in protein as well as in carbohydrate. The cells of the cartilage are also called as chondroblast. Is also called as chondroblast. So cell of the tissues is also called as chondroblast. Okay, this is resistant to compression. It is resistance to compression. So these are what, student, these are some of the role of the cartilage. The first one, student, that it is translucent flexible connective tissue, high concentration of a collagen fiber is there, then rich in protein and carbohydrate called as chondroblast. Now what is the location of the cartilage? So basically if you look at the location will be location is present in ear pinna, then tip of nose, tracheal rings, epiglottis, etc. These are the locations, these are the places where we will find the cartilage. Although we know that there are different kind of a cartilages there, but yes, the common function that we will find in all the different kind of a cartilage will remains the same, and that will be help in providing the flexibility. Okay, now let us see here that what is the function of the cartilage, students. So function will be its function is cartilage are rigid but flexible. They are rigid but flexible, and we can say here that these tissues help in providing the flexibility. Okay, so this is about the cartilage. Then the next one is, student, bones. Bones. So the next one is the bones, student. What are bones? You know that it is the hardest part, because if there will be no bone, it will not help in providing the support. There will be no support for our body. We will be not able to stand. So it is our skeletal system, student. It is our bones which help in providing rigidity, which help in providing shape to our body, which help in providing support to our body. So for proper shape and for support, the bones plays a very important role, okay, in the body of a living organism. Now, if we talk about the bones, so bones are made up of bone cells, and the bone cells are called as osteocyte. Actually, whenever we discuss the kind of a problem which occur because of bones, we use the term osteo. Osteo means bone, like you have heard about osteoblast or osteoporosis. So this is what this all are related to the bone only. Okay, so the cells which is called as the bone cell are also called as a osteocyte. Now, talking about the bones also, student, there are small bones and long bones are there. The small bones, when you look at it, you will find it is what? It is filled with a matrix, so it is a solid one. While in a long bones, there will be a hollow cavity present in it, and that is also, we can say, it is filled with a marrow, filled with the bone marrow, and this cavity is called as the marrow cavity. So small bones, they are solid, while the long bone, they are consisting of a marrow cavity. Now the bones, the matrix which is present inside the bone, that can be inorganic or that can be organic. Inorganic, it is filled with the phosphate, salt or other inorganic salts present in its too. Now, what is the function of the bones? You know that the first and foremost important function that it helps in providing shape as well as support to the body. So we can write here that the first one, it is the hardest living connective tissue in the body. Connective tissues in the body. Hardest connective tissue in the body. Second thing, that the bones consisting of a matrix, the bones consist of matrix. It consists of matrix with bone cells. That contains bone cells. That contains bone cells. And what is this bone cells called as? That is called as osteocyte. Osteocyte. It is called as osteocyte. Now, the bones matrix is the bones consist of inorganic or organic matter. Inorganic or organic matter. Talking about the inorganic matter, students, so inorganic, filled with inorganic salts. So inorganic matter filled with, it is filled with mainly salts of calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium. phosphorus and magnesium. Talking about the smaller bone, so I'm rubbing the first point. So smaller bone are generally solid. Okay, smaller bones are solid, while the longer bones of the body are hollow inside, and these cavity are called as marrow cavity. Marrow cavity, also called as bone marrow. You know that the RBCs is actually produced through the bone marrow itself. Okay, so it is filled with the bone marrow, we can say. Filled with the bone marrow. So these are some of the characteristics of the bone, student. Yes, it is the hardest part of the body, and if it will be hardest, only then it will provide the strength to the body to stand. Okay, so we can say that it helps in providing support, it helps in providing the strength, and the bones, they are of two different types. They are having a different matrix, also inorganic or organic matrix is there. Smaller bone or a longer bone, they differ from each other, as the smaller bone is solid, while a longer bone consisting of a cavity which is called as a marrow cavity filled with the bone marrow. Now let us see location. You know that there are 206 bones are present at a different part of the body, and our whole muscles are attached with the bones itself. Okay, which constitute a system that is called as the skeletal system. So simply we will see that what is the role of the bone. So role or function of the bone in the body. So function of the bone, the first is it provide function. So the first one is, that is, it provides support and shape to the body. It provides support and shape to the body. Support or shape to the body. Then also help in locomotion and metabolism. Okay, locomotion and body metabolism. Locomotion and body metabolism. Then the next one, the bone marrow, it is responsible for production of red blood cells. So bone marrow is responsible for the formation of blood cells. Formation of blood cells. Okay, so these are what, student, these are some of the function of the blood. First one, obviously that will help in the function of the bones, sorry. Okay, so first one, that it help in giving support or shape to the body. Second one, that it help in providing locomotion and also work on the body metabolism. And finally, it will responsible for the formation of a blood cell. So whenever we talk about the red blood cells, that how the formation of the blood cells occur, actually the formation happen in the bone marrow. Okay, this is because the red blood cells, since they do not have a nucleus, so they are not able to divide. So it is the bone marrow responsible for producing the blood cells. Okay, now before we go further and try to understand the last type of a connective tissue, which is called as the blood, let us see that what is the difference between the bones and ligament. It is quite important, student, because most of the time question asked related to it. Okay. So, the first one is the cartilage, and here it will be bones, cartilage and bones. So, the first point in case of a cartilage is the matrix of the cartilage. It is made up of a substance which is called as a chondrin, which make it a flexible. Okay, provide flexibility. While in case of bones, it is made up of a matrix which is called as ossem, which provide which is really hard, we can say. Okay. So the matrix of cartilage is composed of chondrin. The chondrin help in providing, it is firm and flexible. So help in providing flexibility to the cartilage. While in case of a bone, student, first one, the matrix of the bone composed of ossem. Okay, and this will be what? This is tough and inflexible. The second point in case of a cartilage is, the second one is, in case of a cartilage, it is associated with that of the calcium salt. But here in case of this ossem, or in case of the matrix of the bone, it may be, means it may have the free calcium salt, or some of the impregnate salts are also present. Calcium salts are also present there in the matrix of the bones. So we can say here that matrix is always impregnated with calcium salt, while here matrix may be free, or impregnated with calcium salt. Then the next one is matrix. It occurs in homogeneous mass. Matrix occurs in homogeneous mass. While in case of the bones, Here the matrix, it is in the concentric lamellae. It is not in a homogeneous mass. So matrix occurs largely in concentric lamellae. Concentric lamellae. So the matrix of the bones, it may be free or it will be with a calcium salt, or it is always in the concentric lamellae. Next one, cartilage are what? They are non-vascular. Okay, while in case of bones, they are highly vascular. While in case of bones, it is highly vascular. It is highly vascular. Now the cartilage, it is not associated with the blood formation, but we know that the bones consisting of a bone marrow, which is responsible for the formation of the blood cells. Okay, so we can say that cartilage are not associated with the blood formation. Blood formation. And bones are associated with the instead of that we can write that it is the bone marrow where the formation of the blood cells occur. Okay, so the marrow of the bones, the marrow of the bones produces blood cells. It produces blood cells. Next is the chondroblast. The chondroblast, which is present in case of a cartilage as well as in case of a bones. That is chondroblast in case of a cartilage. Chondroblast is none other than the cells of the cartilage. They are what? They do not have any kind of a specific shape, and they always, we can say they are always irregular in shape, while in case of bones, if they are present, they are oval in shape. So these are what? These are some of the difference between that of the bones and the cartilage, student. Okay, so till now in case of a connective tissue, we have understood one thing, that how connective tissue help in providing support, help in providing strength to the body. Now let us see that how it will help in preventing the or help in protecting the body from any germs, as well as how the transportation of the material occur. So all these things will be provided, will be done by blood. Our blood consisting of RBC, which is responsible for taking the hemoglobin from one part to the other, from one cell to the other. Actually is consisting of a hemoglobin which used to carry the oxygen. So we can say that blood used to carry the oxygen and other material to the different part of the cells. And the WBC is there, which is also called as the soldier. So they are responsible for cleaning any kind of a foreign material which can harm, or any kind of a microbe which enter into the body and harm us. Okay, so let us start with the first one. Let us start with the blood. Before we go and try to understand the different kind of blood cells, we must know what is a blood and what are the different types of bloods are there. So the first, blood. I hope you all are knowing blood is what? It is solid liquid. It is always liquid. So till now we were talking about in case of a connective tissue, which is what? Which is solid. But if we see in case of a blood is what? It is a liquid. So it is a kind of a connective tissue which is what? Which is liquid. So We can write here blood is a liquid connective tissue. Liquid connective tissue. Second one, these bloods, they used to flow from one part to the other with the help of a small tubes, and these tubes are called as blood vessels. Get transported from one part to the other through blood vessels. So small tubes, they are responsible for carrying out the blood, that is called as a blood vessels.